Hi, so we're in Bridlington today, the Bridlington Scooter Rally, and kindly in this beautiful white green room. And 5:15s who were playing for us in Hull in November have kindly agreed to ask some ridiculous questions. So, do you gentlemen want to introduce yourselves, please, and see where we go? Do you want to start, Jess?
I'm Luke. I'm the lead singer, and I'm from Leeds.
Dirty Leeds.
I'm Steve. I play guitar. I'm not from Leeds.
He wishes he was.
My name's Mike. I'm the drummer, and I'm from Brazil.
He is from Brazil.
Originally, Red West County.
Enough of that. So, my name's Daz. I am from Birmingham. I am the token good-looking one. Every band has to have one. They voted it was me.
Yeah, very good.
Over to you, baby.
Yeah, I'm Jason, bass player from York. Don't wish I was from Leeds, but even though I love Leeds, wish I was from Liverpool. But no, there we go.
Also a woman's aim.
So, in terms of yourself, obviously you're huge in the scene in Yorkshire and stuff like that. How long have you been going? How did you form? Did you just sort of randomly meet each other in a B&M or, you know, Brown Stetcher or something like that, or was there some logic in how you formed?
It was an interesting one, actually. It's about 11 years, Steve?
12 years.
12 years now, wow. So I was like a born-again scooterist. I've not had one since I was a teenager. And I bought myself a new scooter, that long ago. And I wasn't affiliated with any groups, didn't really know anybody. We hadn't lived in York that long, obviously. So I'm from Brum. So one day I said to my missus, there's a group meeting at such and such. I think I might just tag along, see what it's like, and not really know much about, the machines really. It was more than the music and the fashion and stuff for me. So I went along and, we all met up in a car park, 100 scooters or whatever from a few different clubs. And that's when I bumped into this guy, who is Steve, who was, to be honest, probably similarly not impressed by what, tailpipe you'd got on your Lambretta. It was more about, what the music you were into and stuff, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, so Daz and I got chatting, and at that time, Daz had a little band that was sort of at rehearsal stage, and I had the same. And we swapped numbers, and but neither of our efforts were getting any traction, and we just kind of got together, and with the guy I knew and with the guy Daz knew, just started rehearsing. So we started rehearsing like you do, and picked the songs that we loved. And then after a little while, got to the first gig. So yeah, and the band has been through several changes over the years. The longest serving members are Daz and I, the originals. Yeah. And then Mike. Yeah. And then Jay.
And then Luke. Yeah.
And then Luke. So
New boy of what, 5 years? Or something?
Yeah.
I had a break.
Yeah, Mike came and left, and then came back again. No, that's us basically.
He orbits us like a moon around the planet.
It's a bit harsh, but it just drifts in and out like the tide.
Gravitational pull coming to the.
So I'm guessing you've all been in bands before or and stuff like that. I know you do a radio show, don't you, as well?
Yeah, I do a radio show. I've DJ'd a lot. I've been in bands since I was at school. Like being an original kind of mod band, writing our own stuff. When I was at uni, ended up playing in a band with a lad called Andy Lewis, who became a full-on bass player for about 10, 12 years. We used to DJ together, we used to play in a band. And then, I don't know, I kind of knocked it on the head with live music, which is frustrating working with a musician. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to just get involved in my music production and just do what I want when I want to do it. And then one day I'd gone into Interview Music where Daz was working. I think I'd been for an interview in Leeds, and I was suited and booted. And then Daz just kind of said, "So you play bass, don't you?" And I went, yeah. And didn't think anything of it. Next minute I get a message. "Oh, do you fancy having a tryout?" So this is my 11th year in the band. I think 10th. Yeah. And so that's it. I went round to Steve's house and we had a rehearsal or audition, and that was it. And I never thought at my age I'd be gigging as much as we do and love it as much as we do. So certainly grateful to these boys.
You told me you were only 21.
Times 2 plus.
What he meant was he's not fully grown yet.
Well, they haven't dropped. But anyway, yeah.
Sound like Barry White in a few years.
But no, it's been a real, and again for me, it's been absolute, to keep improving as musicians, and that's a big thing I think we try to get across, even last night, the amount of improvisation
Mm.
that when we're playing, that people might pick up on, but we just do it because otherwise it gets a bit kind of mundane.
You're just living
And
it.
we're at a
and
level where we
enjoying
can
the
do that
music.
with the communication on the stage and everything such as that. But anyway, yeah, so that's my kind of
Spices it up a bit.
Yeah, it does. And people feed off that. So.
Yeah, that was actually going to be sort of one of my questions. Do you actually, how does it not go still? But I guess if you're actually improvising and enjoying yourselves,
But just make it up as we go along, really.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah.
Which, why not?
well, yeah, why not? Yeah.
Sometimes.
Well, yeah, but if you go to see the same set all of the time, even from an audience point of view,
Yeah,
it's,
absolutely.
yeah.
Oh, you've got to make it more interesting. And say like last night's gig, we improvised stuff that we've never done before. And we let Luke direct us and say where a breakdown's going to happen and what we can do. And then last night Luke disappeared into the audience and like we did the longest version ever.
Yeah, it was
With 1,000
good.
dances, and it's like it keeps us all interested.
Yeah.
And you love the music to start with. If you don't love the music, you aren't gonna last.
Well, no.
Yeah.
No. I mean, do any of you actually write your own stuff still, or?
Well, Darren's got the best claim to
I
fame.
used to. So I did the drum programming for Spaceman, Babylon Zoo.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I did half of the program. I can't take all the
The royalties don't lie, mate. The royalties don't
well,
lie.
I don't get any more.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I drum as well. I'm nowhere near as good as him. But
He's a good reggae
from
drummer.
like very good coming from Birmingham. That's what I grew up listening to. So all of my early mod experiences were actually listening to the beat and then going, oh, what is it? They're playing versions of. Then you go back, don't you, to the 60s and then learn all this stuff. So it was very much
You realise they're all
UB40.
long covers, isn't it, John?
I completely,
Yeah,
yeah, and that's where I got a lot of my sort of musical education from.
Luke is so the reason how Luke came to be known to us, we put on an event in York. Seven years ago,
Yeah,
7
yeah,
years
yeah.
ago, like an all day, and we had something like 6 DJs, 3 or 4 different rooms, and I wanted 3 bands. So, the second band was our friend Stu Allen, his band Blueprints at the time.
Yeah.
And we needed another band, so I asked a lady who was promoting new bands at the time from Sheffield if she could recommend somebody. Luke's band was called the Chessmen at that time, an original band. So we really liked the sound of them, so we asked if they'd come and play, and they did. The guy Jay mentioned earlier, Andy Lewis, who was well as bass player and is a producer, was DJing that day, and Lewis really loved Luke's band. And on the back of that, he recorded Luke's band. So I sort of think like what's the word?
So bringing people together, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. If we'd not put that on, we wouldn't have met Luke.
Yeah.
And Luke's band wouldn't have got recorded by a really great producer. And I'm like, well, that's just a
Yeah.
great thing, isn't it? It's like, we were only doing something, just wanted to do something
Yes.
positive, and all these people get to meet each other.
Which is all it's
Something
about in
great
any
comes
case.
out
Yeah.
of it. That's exactly it.
So is that still available? That?
There's some bits knocking about. If you go on Spotify, search the Chessmen, there'll be a few bits.
I've got a garage full of them on vinyl.
I've got a couple under my bed.
They're on next to
I'll have
mine.
one, mate.
They're on
Yeah,
next to the
it's a
colours of
good one.
space.
It's a compilation from Get Hip
Yeah.
Up and something.
But
Yeah.
that band was very garagey sounding,
Yeah.
and a little bit psychedelic. And when you say how don't you get bored doing what you do, the sound has evolved.
Yeah.
It's totally evolved. There's still a couple of songs in the set that we did 12 years ago, but stuff like songs by The Strange Loves and trying to think like The Human Beings, more garagey sounding stuff, which had Luke not joined us, we wouldn't have been into
Yeah,
like
Yeah,
that.
which is really interesting. And do you think that your audience are happy for you to evolve, or do you think that
Yeah,
there's,
I
there's
think
still?
They demand it.
Yeah,
almost,
they do,
and
yeah,
That's
yeah.
way kind of responding to
They'll
that.
get a choice,
Partly.
Yeah.
We're kind of
Got
responding
to keep people interested, you
Yeah.
know. And if I was following a band and you went to see them as often as some of the people,
Yeah.
with some friends, you probably get bored after a while hearing the same 30 songs played every weekend. So
in the same order.
yeah, and in the
Yeah.
same way. So yeah.
Yeah, and I have to
Good
be
to
honest,
mix
with
it
you,
up.
I have seen bands like that where basically you just played. Well, we'll have a game of like bingo for who's
Going
good.
through
What,
the
yeah.
motions.
So what time?
Yeah.
What time are they going to sing this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the only time it's ever gone wrong is we did it once and somebody shouted "house," which didn't seem to go down very well.
It also goes on like how the crowd is reacting as well. started playing some of the ska stuff, it just
That's
Yeah.
Enjoying it,
quite what Mikey says there. So we've said the same time I'm in the band, I've noticed that 60s kind of mod stuff has always gone down really well. Kind of introduced more kind of northern soul, Motown sort of things that with garagey sounding. But as we've developed the ska and the two-tone, I've noticed how the crowd reacts has changed and we've got much more kind of noisy in the last kind of maybe probably 3-4 years, which is maybe a good sign of the scene as a whole. But ska is really on the up. I mean, I've noticed at the record price to find original vinyl, trying to get all the ska records, you know, people were chucking around in gardens back in the day. Now, they're like £400-500 if you can find them, you know, in reasonable condition. So I think that's a great reflection, and as Mikey says there, we've seen, you know, and I think of all the bands I think that I've seen and that I've seen, probably, I don't know whether we're the only one that probably do such a broad mix of what falls under the mod kind of umbrella. It'd be northern, kind of garage, it'd be Motown, ska, two-tone, the kind of Britpop thing, and I think that's what I love about that as well. We kind of encompass a lot of what the scene's all about.
So many ingredients to choose from.
Yeah.
There really is.
I think
So many different styles.
another really interesting thing for me about the band is like what people's taste in music is individually. So I don't think there's any of us who sit down and just listen to our set list.
if you listen to my stuff, you
Yeah.
listen to it more. It's just I like everything from like black metal way through like Slayer,
Absolutely.
only from like a drumming perspective, just to see how good the drummers are and the guitarists and that. I wouldn't want to go out and play because I didn't think I could, but
Different styles give you different things, don't they?
my brother was a skinhead, so I grew up with him, Madness and all that type of stuff. So that's how I was in the jam and
Yeah, I find that quite interesting because I mean, I have a friend in Hull, Flash, and if it isn't Ozzy Osbourne, then it doesn't really count pretty much. Except when you actually start to have a conversation with them, there is actually more substance to them, and it's interesting because I mean, obviously I get washed, he doesn't, mainly because he's a rocker. But we have conversations about we always end up back at the blues.
Yeah.
We both end up back at blues, and then and it's sort of like it just went on a slightly different path.
Absolutely.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
That's a brilliant point. You know, everybody who's played guitar in rock and roll or in mod could go back to Lead Belly or something like that.
that's where it came from.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely right.
Yeah, because I mean, I love Muddy Waters and Howlin'
Me
Wolf.
too.
Yeah.
That's I mean, so narrow, but I listen to a lot of blues. Just when I want to.
And you don't look that depressed.
That thrill, but also the musicianship and the guitar. If I'm in that guitar mood, you know, if you've had a few more Stellas or whatever, it might be in a more of a reggae mood, and it's about the bass lines and the vibe that pulls you along. And you feel like hearing a little bit of whittledy diddledy on with the blues.
It comes from
it's
the heart,
just,
doesn't
there's
it?
So absolutely any roots music, basically, isn't it? Whether it's blues or reggae or rock, folk, absolutely massive folk.
Yeah.
I do like
reggae.
Awesome.
Anything with soul. Whatever genre.
And soul is the thing in it, because soul isn't.
Soul, no,
Soul
it can be
music.
folk, it can
Soul
be
could be
country, it could be whatever.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
I mean, I had a Bob Dylan record on the other day. I was listening to Bob Dylan.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
It was
great.
you know what
I
mean?
like Bob. Yeah, well, I like Bob Dylan as well.
I mean,
But then I like opera as
the
well.
next day, I could have like
likewise.
Iron Maiden on or something like that. It's just very.
Yeah.
It's all dependent on the mood as well.
Yeah.
Depending on what mood you're in, depending on what sort of music you want to listen to.
Yeah, I think that's
I don't listen to the same two artists in any given 2 days because I might be pissed off one day.
Yeah.
You listen to Come Out Kind of Nose.
Yeah, calm me down.
It's a little mix.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with
To
it.
lighten the mood, you know what I mean?
Followed by a bit of Barry Manilow.
Hey, I always remember Barry Manilow on Thursday, Friday playing, and I didn't know that Could Be Magic was a cover version by Take That, and he sat there and he played that on the piano.
It's a tune.
But it was like, Could Be Magic? I think it is. And
Could Be
I was
Magic.
like, yeah, and I was like,
Yeah.
how good is it? And he just looked at the camera and went, it's good, isn't it? And I just thought, yes, right. You're right, that is good, you know. Yeah, I just think if you love music, you just love
Yeah,
music.
you'll find a classic song in any type of music and by any good artist.
Yeah.
I got really obsessive with Glenn Campbell.
Oh,
Brilliant.
yeah, but
Richard
again,
alignment. And
Yeah,
it's like,
What a guitarist,
And
what a
I-
guitar player.
my daughter's massively into music. She's 16, and I played Richard alignment to her, and I said, look, listen to this.
what a record.
And she's really into English language at the minute. I said, listen to the lyrics of this.
Yeah,
It's so simple and so beautiful.
Yeah.
And it just is. It's
Very moving.
Oh, it's fantastic. So
Yeah.
I'm sat there listening to Glenn Campbell, and you're like, and then she'll introduce me to I don't know, bands I've never even heard of. I'm like, well, that's fantastic. It's like the lady who's filming us today, dressed like a skinhead girl.
She's proper
She's
skinhead girl,
you,
yeah.
and that's as cool
It's
as
nice to see
anything,
it.
and in a really individual way, but influenced by something which came from Jamaica.
Absolutely,
Into
Back in the
London,
60s, into
you know,
rocksteady.
spread out, and then had a heartland in the Midlands. And I think it was genius. That's music and education and passing things on, and it's special.
And that, to me, that's our culture. That's the culture. Bringing all aspects in from wherever, making it our own. And as we always do, we sell it back to the world. You know, we did the music back to the States, and it's the Americans, whatever, you know. But yeah, that's a big thing for us as well. And kind of diversity, not just in the music, but our kind of backgrounds, and what we bring to the table. I think we're quite representative of what sort of feels like a kind of unified group. Big out term, but I think that's how I kind of feel about it. And when I get up on the stage with these boys, it's very important kind of message that we're putting out to people who are watching us. That this is what we think it's all about and where we should be headed.
Absolutely.
We still know our stuff our way, don't we, as well?
Yeah, 'cause I mean-
Obviously, to a certain extent.
I think from an audience point of view, I mean, and obviously it does come across that you guys actually enjoy what you do.
No, absolutely.
Yeah. Whereas you do see bands that are just going through the motions. And
you do it for you first and foremost, and once you truly got that, and I really mean that, and like a unit on there, you just let go and enjoy yourself. Absolutely feeds the audience.
It's
Feed
off,
off
doesn't
you,
it?
and you get more of it and more of it. You know, it's
When
a
you're
terrible thing to have stage fright or to not feel comfortable up there. You know,
When the crowd enjoy it,
you just forget it and you're just enjoying yourself. Yeah.
This
Like that, don't you?
is in this band, probably about a year into it or something like that, was the first time I'd ever done that thing where, and you hear musicians talk about, where you can just close your eyes and you just forget what you're doing. But you know, it sounds really, really good. And it's the first time I've done several bands before, and it never happened. It happened in this band, and it happens loads.
Yeah.
But you know, you can't take it for granted, but it'll happen every few gigs. You'll have a moment, and it's like, wait.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what it is, if you're putting the hours in or if you're just with the right people or.
I think it's just every now and then when you, I do it myself, every now and then there's certain aspects of certain songs that when it clicks and it works, you sort of just have a moment and you're like, fuck me, this sounds mint. But that's how I feel, and it's, for me, it's more of a harmony based thing than instruments in general. I love a good harmony, and when that hits and it's on point, I think
And
that's when I get those moments where I'm like, this is class.
And that's what Luke brought us, like
Yeah.
a bigger focus on harmonies. That's exactly what Luke brought us, and we've worked so hard on that. We sit around with a few sticks and
All sorts of weird noises together.
But again, it goes back to us pushing ourselves. We're not content just to say go for promotion. It's constantly trying to evolve as musicians, as singers, as harmony, you know, and the improvisation and go on stage. And it does take hard work and dedication. But we listen to a lot of music. You know, there's moments I know with me and Steve when Michael will do something on the drums. We've not heard it before. Oh, shit, that sounds really good. And we'll both look round at you to acknowledge something that
It's
we've done.
normally a little
Or when you explain. Yeah, some of your harmonies, when we do Hang On Sleepy, I have to stand off the mic and just go, woo!
I love to sing. I just like to sing. I think that's what we all do. And so, if you all do, or at least try to, you know, even just like for them harmonies, it adds so much. I think to like a bedrock for Luke to just sing on top of. But you know, it's the massive Beatles fan and the Beach Boys and all of that. So, it's got to love a harmony, haven't you? It's the best thing. So I think what you mean.
Gentlemen, that's fantastic, and we better run off because you're on stage in 10 minutes.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for your time.
It's going to make them wait.
Just send the crowd wild.
Might be half past.
Gentlemen,
I'll get shot by my missus.
Gentlemen, thank you so much.
Yeah,
Cheers. Thank you.
Thank you.